as the story would continue to unfold. And as you'll see, the types of cruel wounds inflicted on the child could have only been conjured up by the most evil of minds. Jeremiah's younger sister was able to shed some light on how her brother had met his horrific end, though she wasn't able to provide the full, gruesome picture. She underwent 2 separate forensic interviews. This type of interview is conducted with minors for the purpose of getting information about or any violence the child may have witnessed. Initially, on January 26th, when asked where Jeremiah was, she stated that he was living with a relative of Thomas in the city of Mora, New Mexico.
Different layers. There are plenty of guys who have done good work in the theory, in the mathematics of general relativity, that they don't understand the physics behind what they're doing. They can't relate their math really to physics because they don't really understand it. Okay, that's why they haven't done anything. Now, I would love to be proved wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. You know, I have enough experience. I sort of know how things work. We don't have it. If we had it, after 70 years, we'd be using the damn thing. We wouldn't be spending, almost $1 trillion a year on obsolete military technology, which is no good. Or maybe we would because it's. Or if we are, see some people, then all these 44 4-star generals, all these secretaries of defense, they should all be court-martialed, their pensions taken away, and tried for treason because they've been keeping the real stuff from jeopardizing the defense of the United States. And I'll tell you one thing, if Putin had
the warp drive stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Can we talk about that? Can you explain to me your warp drive theory and how that works?
I'll try. Okay, the warp drive theory. Okay, so now it's a little bit, okay, I'll use. If you look at Bob Lazar's videos where he talks about gravity A and gravity B, when he talks about and you said the flying saucer falling freely through space.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. But now, what it is Einstein's theory of general relativity about gravity. Gravity is the bending of the space itself. It's the warping of space itself. What's called curvature. The curvature of space and time is gravity. This is, okay? So gravity is, space and time itself is a field. Like there's an electromagnetic field, there's a space-time field. It's a field.
Okay.
Gravity field is space-time. No difference.
Okay.
If you can control gravity, you control space and time. I mean, that's time travel. Okay. The problem has always been, everybody knew this.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex. Fellas, do you remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you get your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more important details and safety information, and we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this episode. Back to the show.
The problem has always been that the strength of the gravitational interaction, I don't want to say force, I say force, that's not the interaction, it's not a force. Gravity's not a force, the way electricity is a force. But the strength of the interaction of gravity with matter is normally very weak. Okay? And so energy, if I have a concentration of energy in a volume, what's called a stress energy density, it's called, will warp space-time. So if I had enough energy, and if I could shape that energy distribution properly, I can make space-time warp any way I want it to. Okay? That's what these machines we see are doing. That's what they're doing. The problem has always been that when you put in the numbers of Einstein's actual equations, the coupling is so weak that it takes impossible amount of energy. Okay? But we know from Ryan Graves and Commander Forever, from the Tic Tac and all this stuff, what we see them doing that's what they are controlling gravity, but with small amounts of energy. So there's something missing in our physics.
Okay.
Okay, that's the missing link. That's what I saw.
The energy, right?
Yeah, but the energy barrier. The thing is this: I would say right away, as soon as it's warp drive, like when Kevin Knuth and all these guys at the congressional meeting said, "Thing is going hundreds of G's. That's impossible," because inside the ship they're weightless. Remember, I told you inertial observers. You're in a space suit floating through space.
Right.
Inside, that's the correct part of what Lazar says. Where the thing is, the ship is falling freely, like it's falling through space, weightless. You know, when you fall, you're weightless.
Right.
Okay. Like on the it's on the space station. It's going around orbit. You know, they're floating around because they're not firing their rocket engines or anything. They're floating around.
Right.
So it's like on the space station, but it has a little, maybe that little fusion reactor, whatever, you know, that's what they're doing. The problem has always been that when you put in the numbers of Einstein's actual equations, the coupling is so weak that it takes impossible amount of energy to accomplish that task. Okay? But we know from Ryan Graves and Commander Forever, from the Tic Tac and all this stuff, what we see them doing is that's what they are controlling gravity, but with small amounts of energy. So there's something missing in our physics.
Okay.
Okay, that's the missing link. That's what I saw.
The energy, right?
Yeah, but the energy barrier. And so the thing is this: I would say right away, as soon as it's warp drive, like when Kevin Knuth and all these guys at the congressional meeting said, "Thing is going hundreds of G's. That's impossible," because inside the ship they're weightless. Remember, I told you inertial observers. You're in a space suit floating through space.
Right.
Inside, that's the correct part of what Lazar says. Where the thing is, the ship is falling freely, like it's falling through space. Fall, you're weightless.
Right.
Okay. Like on the space, it's on the space station. It's going around orbit. You know, they're floating around because they're not firing their rocket engines or anything. They're floating around.
Right.
So what they're doing, the ship is it's like on the space station, but it has a little, maybe that little fusion reactor, whatever, you know, that has a control system where it's able to change the shape of the space around it.
Yes.
So it can control any way it wants to go.
Yes.
So even though on the outside it's going at 5,000, it's called kinetic acceleration. There's no actual, the G-force, the actual G, inside they're weightless.
Exactly.
Okay, outside they really are moving as if they're going 5,000 G and, you know, a million, zillion, jillion miles a second. But inside they're weightless. So we understand that right away.
Yeah.
Easy.
Right.
Easy conceptually, you know, anybody understands about it. But the guys, the CIA director doesn't understand it yet. I don't think so. Haynes, none of these, they don't understand it. They don't understand it yet. I'm trying to explain to them. They don't understand it. Favreau doesn't understand it. Ryan Graves doesn't understand it. I can explain it to them. And when I tried to explain it to Chris Mellon, he got mad. He didn't want to hear it. He said, "No, you don't know." Why did he say that? This guy, Christopher Mellon, he's a schmuck. I mean, you know, he's a schmuck. But when it comes to science, what is Christopher Mellon telling Jack Sarfati that he knows more physics than Jack Sarfati?
I don't think he would claim to know more physics.
He did. Well, he effectively did. He said, "No, it's, you said, yeah, you can't be so sure." I think he was trying to like put it down. You can't be so sure. You know, it's 1,000 years from now. We won't know. And he's never taken a physics course.
Right.
And here I'm here the CIA is working. I mean, he's a stupid guy who shouldn't be. He's a Mellon. This guy, you know. And by the way, his cousin John Warner is a friend of mine. His cousin agrees with me. They have the same grandfather. They grew up together. John says, "Yeah, my cousin's an idiot."
That's incredible.
Okay, John Warner. Who was senator was Elizabeth Taylor and all that, you know. All right,
yeah.
All right. So a Navy Secretary of the Navy, all into UFOs. Okay, so both John Warner and Chris Mellon, we all agree UFOs are real. It's a threat.
Right. Is it a threat?
Of course, it's a threat. Yes.
How is it a threat?
It's a threat because some of them are not friendly. Because there are many different. There's not just one.
Which ones aren't friendly?
Well, I don't know. The ones who contacted me presumably are friendly, but the ones there are people who've been hurt. That's what Jacques Vallée's working on. That's what Gary Nolan's working on.
Right.
They're working on the blood. They said at least
people have died.
Yeah, I got sick. Now, it may not be deliberate. It may because you see, that's what. Okay, in my theory, I explain when you have anti-gravity. If you're under, okay, if there's a UFO hovering, and you stand under it, you're not going to live long. You're going to get radiation. Okay.
Yeah, explain the blue-red shift. How that works.
Okay.
That's really interesting.
This is basic physics. If you have an attractive force field, and you're like in what's called if it's a negative potential energy, and you're down like toward the bottom, what's called the gravity well, and you want to get out of it. If you want to get out, you have to. It's like walking up the hill. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, walking up the hill, you got to exert energy. You're losing energy. So when light does that, light is a photon, is a packet of energy, where the energy is proportional to the frequency. So in order for the light to escape the gravity field, it's losing some of its energy, just the way you're expending energy by burning food, walking up the hill. It's losing some of its energy. So the frequency goes down. That's the redshift. The redshift means, that's not ionizing. That's lower the energy, then you can't do much damage. It's just like heat, it's low energy.
Red light.
Yeah, like reddish light, the redshift. But with anti-gravity, it's the opposite. With anti-gravity, it's like you're at the top of the hill. Okay, at the top of the hill, you're on a scooter. One of these scooters. In fact, you're on a skateboard. You're on a skateboard, and you're gaining energy.
Yes.
And that's the photon. So the photons increase its frequency. That's blue, and it ionized. That's like a nuclear bomb. Gamma rays, high energy gamma ray, high energy light. So what happens is the light escaping from below the thing. It's anti-gravity, right? Because it's hovering. It's the anti-gravity is canceling the Earth's gravity.
Right.
So it's just hovering there. But radiation, any kind of light energy that's coming from the thing, it gets enough energy and it ionizes the air molecules. Sorry, it ionizes the air molecules, and that causes ionization. And that if it's really high energy, it's the same as a bomb. It's like radioactivity. Yeah, it's like the effects of a nuclear bomb blast. Well, obviously, it's happened because these people are getting radiation sickness.
Right. That was I think it was on the PDF you sent me. It really described it nicely, where it shows you the person, and it shows the spacecraft moving towards you or away from you.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That's the Sarfati discovery. That's one of my discoveries. So one of my predictions. Normally, the Doppler shift, the motional Doppler shift, if a locomotive with a whistle is coming toward you, the pitch goes up, right?
Right.
And then if it's going away from you, the pitch goes down.
Yep.
With the UFO, it's going to be the opposite. As the UFO comes toward you, if you have the right, if you're Commander Fravor in your F-18 and you have the right instruments, okay, with Doppler radar with frequency shifts and stuff like that, when you see the thing is
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider. You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider. is too far away. Not ready yet. Can't do that yet. I need to get closer. I'm out of range. I don't have It's too far away. Not ready yet. I don't have charging. It's too far.